and Everest! Yay!
Wait guys. Oh my god.
What happened? Are you okay?
I feel so dizzy.
What happened?
I can't breathe.
All around me are familiar faces.
Hi, Kidney, I have something to tell you. I found blood that doesn't have any oxygen. Yes.
Hey! We should go to Bone Marrow. Okie dokie. Bone Marrow, we should start producing red blood cells. Okay. Work done. Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. You have one more test. You have to go to urine now. Bye.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't.
To know the detail about erythropoietin and blood regulation, let's check our explanation. First, I want to tell you about the function of the kidney. There are so many functions of kidney. The primary function that I'm sure most of people already know is to produce urine. But did you know that kidney also support erythropoiesis? Kidney also support erythropoiesis by stimulating erythropoietin, a classical hormone that stimulates the production of erythrocytes. So, what is erythropoietin? Erythropoietin helps in red blood cells production. Erythropoietin can be synthesized and used as a treatment of some form of anemia. Erythropoietin also has been misused as a performance enhancing drugs by some athletes.
So now I'm gonna explain about blood regulation in kidney using erythropoietin. So first, erythrocyte. Erythrocyte is a red blood cell, and it only lives for 120 days. So after that time, it will undergo erythrolysis. So in erythrolysis, the red blood cell will be broken down. But we don't want this red blood cell to be broken down in a waste. So we have to conserve the heme from hemoglobin. So how do we conserve heme from hemoglobin? First, hemoglobin will be broken down into heme and globin. And this heme will be broken down also to biliverdin and also iron. And the globin will be broken down into amino acid. So the iron and amino acid broken down from the hemoglobin will go to the bone marrow to be saved for making new blood cells. And then the bilirubin will be transported to the liver. So at first the biliverdin will be turned into bilirubin. And then bilirubin in the liver will go to the bile duct. And then from the bile duct will go to the duodenum and then the intestine. And in the intestine, it will be broken down by bacteria to be excreted. So that is erythrolysis. So because of erythrolysis, the number of red blood cells will decrease. And because the red blood cell is decreased, so is oxygen. Because oxygen is binded in red blood cell in hemoglobin. Because there is lack of oxygen, so hypoxia happens. And because of hypoxia, kidney will notice this and will produce erythropoietin. So erythropoietin is an enzyme that can stimulate the production of new red blood cells. So because of erythropoietin, erythropoiesis can occur, and then the number of red blood cells will increase.
Now we'll be talking about the erythropoiesis. This process occurs within the bone marrow. Every 1 second, 2.5 million red blood cells are produced within this process. Now, within the bone marrow, we can see there's a stem cell that is called hemocytoblast. This hemocytoblast can turn into red blood cells or white blood cells. After that, the hemocytoblast will turn into proerythroblast. Within this stage, the proerythroblast will be stimulated by the erythropoietin that binds to the erythropoietin receptor and turn into erythroblast. This erythroblast, within this stage, the erythroblast can be separated into two parts, the early part and the later part. In the early part, the synthesis of ribosomes mainly occurs. After that, on the later part, the synthesis of hemoglobin mainly occurs. After that, the erythroblast will turn into a normal blast. Within this stage, the nucleus within the cell will be expelled, which forms more room for the hemoglobin. After that, the normal blast will turn into a reticulocyte. In this picture, you can see there are a few dots that represents the ribosomes that is still within the cell. These ribosomes is only about 20% of the cell, while the remaining 80% is, are hemoglobins. After about 48 hours, the reticulocyte will go into the blood and turn into mature red blood cells.